Hey everyone, it's KHTS. I'm Bobby Marchesso. Thanks for joining us on Common Ground. It's 108, 75 degrees out currently. Patty, I come in this morning.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden I go, oh, Jason, but... And I look, he's not there.
Right?
Like he's gone. Now, I just want to understand, did he get fired like we talked about? Or what happened?
Shh.
Is that not public knowledge?
Ixnay on the Ired Fay.
Gotcha. Well, at least I know someone is reliable. It's Lou Esbin is also on with us. Thank you, Lou, for showing up today. I really appreciate it. It's very, very professional.
And I'm not a cat.
And you're not a cat. Thank you for... All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Downs is on his way to the studio. It's just... sometimes it happens.
He's in a helicopter.
We thought we would do things a little differently today. Thank you so much, Bobby, and of course Patty and Lou for being such a great team. I am en route, as they said. So welcome to Common Ground, where we can all agree on the important stuff, like having friends like Bobby Marchesso.
You know, I was going to say that. Like having
Lou
friends who cover for you.
Like
I was going to say that.
Having friends who cover for you. Anyway, it's always great to be here. I should be walking in, I would say, in about 5 to 7 minutes. So
Time him.
we'll just talk until then.
All right, eyes on the clock already.
Time him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, look, so we're going to talk about a couple of things today, but things are opening up again, right? So what happens to all the folks who got a forbearance on their loans or still have an eviction hanging over their heads, which is why we're going to have our brilliant political correspondent calling in today, attorney Nolan Rollins. And as always, as I said, I'm lucky to have Bobby Marchesso in there for me, and the amazing Patty Schwanke, and of course,
Aww.
the lovely and talented Mr. Lou Esbin.
Who's not a cat.
Who's also an
Who's
attorney.
not a cat. Who's also an attorney, of course.
Yeah, way
and
to
also
cross
one of our
streams there,
That's
Jason.
That's what
Lovely
experience
sponsors.
counts on experience.
I think you crossed the streams a little bit, Jason. Nice job. Who scheduled the guest?
Yeah. If only we were Ghostbusters. Today is April 5th. I'm so glad you joined us here on Common Ground. Here's to a great show, great day, great week for all of us. So, have you gotten vaccinated, Bobby?
Yes.
You know what? I'm actually eligible now because I'm the husband of someone who's essential of a teacher network. So they were opening them up as of April 1st to get the vaccine. So I did set my appointment, and it'll be pretty soon.
Okay, and Lou, you got yours? Are you both or one?
Yeah, we got our second Moderna on Thursday, and Friday we just wiped out.
That's what it did to you, Lou?
Okay.
Did it wipe you out?
Yeah, it wiped out. Well, yeah, it affects everyone. It affects each person differently, and how it affected me is I was wiped out on Friday and
Oof.
good part of Saturday. So that was okay.
Did you have the second one yet?
That was the second one. Yeah.
Oh, that was the second one.
The second one has a bigger impact than the first one.
Mm. And Jason, did you get yours? Did you say?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I'm not essential.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I guess I misunderstood.
No. I mean, obviously, it's on the brain. Many people are.
Oh, sure.
We're up to
Yeah.
3
I've been
million a
thinking
day.
about it. I will. Yeah, it's been on my mind. Okay, Jason.
No, I want to. I don't understand people who don't want to, but yeah, no.
Uh-huh.
As soon as I'm
Sure.
eligible,
Right.
I will be on that list.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Obviously, now that people are anxious to get back to normal, right? The CDC has announced a new set of public health recommendations for people who are fully vaccinated. But I thought it'd be fun for us to go over some things that vaccinated people are still not allowed to do.
That's right. People who get the vaccination, they're like, I'm Superman. And no, you're not. You still have to. There's still things you have to kind of pay attention to. I love it.
Very important list here. So here we go.
Oh, okay.
You ready?
Hang on. Okay, now.
Okay. If you are vaccinated, you are still not allowed to reply all on emails. Okay. Once you're fully vaccinated, you're still not allowed to reply all to an email that was clearly not meant to solicit such a reply. Okay. I'm talking to you, Bobby.
Okay.
Similarly, getting the vaccine does not give you the green light to CC 200 people on an email. Okay, better to be CC them. That's still a rule. For vaccinated people, you are still not allowed to stay unmuted during group Zooms.
So I'm getting the feeling this is kind of a bogus list.
No, this is official.
It's an official list.
It's a link to a fool's list.
No, this is
it's the actual list.
This is serious. Just because you're fully vaccinated doesn't mean that everyone wants to hear all the sniffing and typing and fidgeting
and going to the bathroom.
Okay?
Nobody wants this.
Yes, thank you. Mute yourself, okay? Whether you're vaccinated or not.
Okay, I'm behind that one.
Okay. Still not allowed to not order fries and then eat your friends' fries off their plates. That's still not allowed.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm not sure if my wife is listening right now, but I would like to dedicate this segment to her in particular.
No vaccine will ever make that okay. Am I right?
No.
Am I right?
Yeah. Bobby does not share fries or nachos for that matter, just to clear the air.
Okay, you're still not allowed, even if you're vaccinated, according to the CDC, you're still not allowed to play devil's advocate. And this is one, that I think I really need to sort of point the finger at myself.
I was going to point some at you,
but
my
you
fingers.
Can play friend of the devil.
Okay. Apparently.
No, that's a lawyer.
Oh.
Oh, I just stepped over the line. I felt that. Lou.
Yeah.
Lou.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Bobby.
Listen, it comes out fast out of my mouth sometimes before I have a chance to slow it down.
Look, Bobby,
it's the dislocation between the frontal lobe and the jaw.
And a direct connection to the bum. Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's best to just admit, that you like being disagreeable, I think, in general.
Well, devil's advocate is like a wet blanket. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to play devil's advocate. Then don't.
Right.
Then stop it.
Right. If you have nothing to say.
Especially if you announce it before you play devil's advocate.
Those people who do that. I didn't want to say this, but okay, don't.
I'm just going to play devil's advocate here.
What, Lou?
Or people who say to you, let me tell you the truth. No, lie to me.
Right.
Let me be honest with you.
I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah, I'm just being honest. No, lie to me.
I'm like, go ahead and tell me. They're like, honestly? No. No. All right, what's the next one?
Here's a big one. This is very important. Even if you're vaccinated, you are still not allowed to eat hot dogs horizontally. As if they're corn on the cob. Okay?
What?
That's still not.
Who does that anyway?
Hey, some people like to eat their hot dogs that way.
Are you kidding me?
Bobby,
it's
go to
super
Costco
weird.
Time and just observe.
Go to the ballpark?
No, go to Costco.
Oh, go to Costco.
All the people, all the people eating their $1.50 hot dogs.
Oh, I love their hot dogs. I get a hot dog. We've gotten slices there before with the pizza, but I have never seen anybody eat a hot dog that way. I would have to stand up and call them out, I think.
So do you roll the hot dog up inside of the pizza? Is that what you do?
No, but guess what I'm doing now?
Ah.
I didn't even think of that. That's
from now on.
From now on.
Genius.
All right, what's the next one there?
Go ahead.
All right, so if you're vaccinated, you're still not allowed to use both armrests on a plane or on a train.
Unless you're in the middle seat.
Yes, I agree with Lou.
Is that the rule?
I don't know. It is now.
Yes.
It must be. Lou said.
Yes, because because if you have the window seat, you get to lean your head up against the window.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the aisle seat, you get to have the aisle unless the cart is coming through. But if you're in the middle seat, take both armrests.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because that's really your only recompense, right, for being in
That's
the middle.
it. Yeah, you're screwed.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Have you ever been in the middle seat, Lou?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
What?
Aisle seat, watch your knees, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And then,
Right.
but
And the backpacks, the people wearing backpacks.
oof,
You gotta watch
when they're standing up and then they just spin around.
Right.
I take it, Jason, you've been in the middle seat before,
Oh yeah.
and you gladly
Many
just sat there. I'm getting the,
No, I
getting
mean
the
nobody
feeling.
wants to be in the middle seat. I mean,
And when you
it's
sit in the middle seat, what do? You kind of crunch your shoulders together and put your arms inside of the. No.
No.
You don't like that, do you? No.
the only time that it's
That's
awful
submissive.
is when you're by yourself. Obviously, like usually.
So when
I've
you're
been in the middle seat and
so
I'm
when you're
traveling
by
with
yourself,
family.
you sit in the middle seat. When you're by yourself, you sit in the middle seat.
No,
Even
I
if he's-
avoid it at all
Even if
costs.
he's
That's what I'm
first on
saying.
the plane. Even if he's first on the plane,
He sits in
picks
the
up
middle
the
seat.
middle seat.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so, Lou.
No, you're acting
Good
like
call.
a musical chair. You get assigned seats. What are you talking about? You don't get to choose.
Assigned seats. Assigned seats.
What is that?
Southwest.
A-
Southwest.
Assigned seats.
Allegiant. That's cool.
You-
No, everybody
okay,
needs a
what's the
break,
next-
buddy. It's all right. They only charge you for every single piece of luggage you take on. Sure, the price is
exactly.
$20, but
Right.
listen,
Charging for
we're not
everything
juding,
now.
Jason. We're not judging. Listen,
What's
if
the
we're
next
ever
one on the list?
if we're ever on a plane together and I'm in the middle seat, I will gladly give it to you.
Okay, and I'll let you have both armrests.
Thank you.
All right, I'm actually here. I'm actually outside now, and I'm parking. So we're
Oh, this
close.
was more fun when
All
you
right,
were in your
so,
car driving around.
I know.
Maybe can you just get back in and just kind of drive around the block a little bit?
No, we're doing well.
Yeah,
What's
we
the next thing on the
got
list?
we got this here. We got it,
Okay.
Jason. We're all right here.
Okay, you want me to hang up? Is that
No,
what you mean?
just no. Come in
No,
here.
just stay in your car.
We just said stay in your car and drive around. We're having a great time.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Jeez,
All right.
good lord.
All right, so here's a good one. Even though you're vaccinated, you're not allowed to suddenly stop walking up a flight of stairs to look at your phone. This is always a good rule.
What?
But
I don't think I understand that one.
like when you're in a public place, right, and you're walking up a flight of stairs, you shouldn't stop and look at your phone while people are behind you.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Or in the crosswalk, I've seen people go so slow because they're looking at their phones. I think that they should add that to the vaccination list.
Absolutely. Okay, last one.
Yeah.
Not allowed to suggest that you and your friends split the bill, even though you ordered a steak and everyone else just got drinks. So inoculation. It
Lou
doesn't stop
has
it
done that. That's where that laugh came from.
No, it's
Yeah,
been done to me.
Listen to that laugh.
Inoculation,
I think he's lying.
inoculation does not stop this from being wrong. In fact, doing this might give you COVID. The data is not clear on that yet, but we'll get back to you. So anyhow,
All right.
this is actually written by a gentleman named Eli Grober from the New Yorker. I thought it was fun. Fun way to open up the show today.
It was fun. Thank
How
you so
about-
much, Jason. We'll see you next week, buddy. Take care.
Okay.
Huh?
Thanks
Yeah,
a lot
thanks for being on.
for everything.
Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah. Lou and I appreciate it immensely.
Here's an idea.
Oh,
We
he's
could
still
take a
here.
break because I have a parking spot and
Yeah.
I can walk in while the commercial's running. Is that okay?
That
Yeah,
Or
sure.
do you,
Why
yeah.
not?
or do you want to just take it from here?
no, Lou and I talked about it, and that's okay.
Okay. All right. So then when we come back, stay with us because Nolan Rollins will be on the line, and he'll update us on what's going on in the political world, and then we'll invite your calls. You can talk to experts like Lou Esbin and experts like Bobby Marchesso, we're going to have a good time. So we'll be right back. Stay here. Common Ground, KHTS 98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Hi, I'm Miles McNamara, Certified Senior Advisor and owner of Comfort Keepers and Home Care. Our caregivers help you in your own home. A Comfort Keeper can provide companionship, meal preparation, medication monitoring, assistance with personal care, transportation to doctor appointments, all enhancing your independence and safety in the comfort and privacy of your own home. So if you or someone you love could use a helping hand at home, call Comfort Keepers at 287-4200. That's 287-4200.
Santa Clarita Lanes is more than just a bowling center. It's fun, food, and parties for the entire family. In addition to their popular leagues that run every day of the week, Santa Clarita Lanes offers rooms for kids' birthday parties and game rooms. And if you love the NFL, Vincenzo's Pizza is the place to be on Sundays with the complete NFL football package, showing every game on its 10 televisions and widescreens. Whether it's bowling, birthdays, or the NFL, Santa Clarita Lanes offers the best in family entertainment.
Hey, Ned, what's with the cape and tights again? Didn't the boss tell you about that?
No, this time I'm really a Pacific Air hero. I'm flying around keeping our customers cool with our WOW AC tune-up. It's Super Ned to the rescue!
Get in the truck, Ned.
Well, we're not letting Ned run around in tights.
But we are saving people every day.
Mark Schneider and daughter Kaylee for Pacific Air.
We're saving people from a hot, miserable home caused by an aging or broken AC system.
When you call Pacific Air, we know your time is precious. So we promise on-time service to save you time.
And right now, with every WOW AC tune-up, we will disinfect and sanitize the inside of your heating and air system free. We think you'll say,
Wow!
When you want the best, call Pacific Air.
Get Pacific Air's WOW AC tune-up for just $77. Go to pacair.com, P-A-C-A-I-R-E. Remember, without the E, it's just air.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
HometownStation.com is the best for information on COVID-19 and the Santa Clarita Valley.
It's who we are.
Back to Common Ground. I'm Bobby Marchesso. It's 1:26 after the hour and 75 degrees. And for our call-in segment here, please call 661-298-5487. Be nice. Don't do stuff that's going to get us to hang up on you. 661-298-5487. I'm here with, this is different. Hi. Jason Downs.
How refreshing.
When did you come in? I was so focused on running the show by myself, I just didn't even see you.
Oh, it's good to be here. That was stressful. Thank you guys so much for looking out for me.
Always.
So I'd like to welcome back. Actually, Bobby, you haven't gotten to meet Nolan yet, but he's been on the show several times. I'd like to welcome back Nolan Rollins. He's an attorney and the CEO of SmartMouth, which is a sports-related tech company. He's the former president and CEO of the Los Angeles and the New Orleans Urban League. Rollins has advised members of the House, Senate, governors, and mayors throughout the nation for over 15 years. He's going to be our political correspondent, let's call it. You know, every now and then we're going to, check in. This man, not only elegant and eloquent and extremely well-informed, but I just love his view on things. So I'm excited to introduce you. So, Nolan, are you there? Can you hear us? Nolan. Nolan. I don't know where that came from. I'm still calming down. I don't know if you heard, but I was literally rushing here in traffic. So, yeah, that's what you missed.
I am definitely here, and Bobby, I promise not to say anything that gets me hung up on.
I just wouldn't do it. Listen, it's more of a guideline than a rule, but we will hang up on you. I'm just letting you know, partner.
That was that was mainly meant for people who might call in and want to talk to you, Nolan. See, Bobby is like a bouncer.
Oh,
He's
sorry.
Yeah.
No, Nolan, you're fine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I spoke out of turn.
Anyway, so Nolan, let's let Nolan talk. How about we've been seeing a lot about voting rights in this country, more attacks on the Capitol Police, for goodness sake, to both of which I will continue to ask my eternal question, which is, why can't human beings just leave each other alone? But that's not necessarily what I want to talk to you about. Let's hear what has been keeping you up at night. What's been on your mind as far as the political landscape?
Yeah, I mean, one of them, you mentioned them, around voting rights. It's a very scary thought, quite frankly. I mean, there are north of 40 states around the nation, particularly states legislatures, that are looking at changing voting opportunities, whether it be restricting the time, whether it be decreasing the number of drop boxes, or things like not allowing people to give people water while they're standing in line. So there's just a myriad of things that are just really interesting, that are changing, and will have a real impact on voting. Quite frankly, for me, at a time where we should want more people engaged in a democratic process than fewer. I mean, I just think that if our country is ultimately going to be what the papers that were used to found it say it is, then democracy should be democracy, and it shouldn't be democracy with guardrails like we're bowling, and things need to stay in the middle.
If you have to do stuff like that of what's going on right now in order to win, that's not really winning, is it? That's just bullying, I think, your way in.
Yeah,
or guardrailing your way in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's re-engineering the game, right? So, it's funny. So Jason knows I spend a lot of time in the historical and political spectrum, and this day was going to come regardless. What's happening right now, and I don't know if most people remember. So back in around 97, 98, when Newt Gingrich was pushing this contract with America. And, quite frankly, the Republican Party said, you know what, we've lost the national election. We're going to focus on state houses around the country. So you fast forward from 97, 98 to now, and the reason that it's happening so quickly, just in terms of, and it is changing in voter opportunities is happening so quickly, was because of a seed that was planted all the way back when the contract with America actually was created. So really understanding how we got here, because it's really hard to reconcile a new administration that comes into office that's different than the one before, but the state houses actually still going in a different direction than what's happening nationally. And that's how it happened. And I think that the shorter time that we spend understanding really how things work, the more susceptible we are to being just kind of herded like cattle or like sheep into the pen.
I mean, and all of this is coming about because we're afraid, right, that somehow our votes are being fraudulently tabulated. I mean, is that still the impetus for all this? Because, I mean, otherwise, like Bobby said, I don't really understand why we don't just let people vote. You know what I mean? The fraud is very, very low. Am I right? And why do we need to add more obstacles to something that should be our right?
Just regulate the tightening of the people who are voting would seem to make more sense.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that there's a narrative out there that voter fraud is far more widespread than it's ever been. I mean, just full stop, than it's ever been. And I think the real challenge is that voter participation is higher than it's ever been. So when there is this really odd anomaly where voter participation goes off the charts in terms of the existence of this country, even in percentages, then you have people saying, well, participation, of course, is going off the charts because there's a bunch of voter fraud. So what people are trying to do is to reconcile the numbers from a participation standpoint and say that it's actually fraud. But what's really difficult is to reconcile it. Again, you have to really be thinking about this. Voter participation on both sides of the aisle has actually gone through the roof higher percentage-wise and higher in sheer votes than ever before. So it's really difficult to make an argument that says on one side the fraud is higher on one side of the aisle than the other side of the aisle, when in fact more votes have actually been cast than ever before. So, but most people aren't listening to the nuances of these arguments. They're only looking at the bylines or the headlines and running with that as if it's true, as if it's true. Bobby, don't kick me off for saying that.
This is really close. Would you just spit it out, please?
It was close. It was really close. It was close. So, they're looking at these headlines like as if it's true and really running with that and saying things like fraud or saying things like, tons of dead people are voting or tons of illegals are voting. And, the data just doesn't ferret that out. It's just not a true statement. But fear is a true emotion, while the data does not ferret out that it's a true statement.
I like the way you put that. Hey, I just want to remind our listeners to give us a call at 661-298-5487 if you'd like to talk to our political expert, Mr. Nolan.
Let's shift gears, because I know that you've also been thinking a lot about folks who, and we've got Lou Esbin on the line, and Matt Denny, who's also a sponsor. He's not here today, but we talk a lot about financial responsibility on this show because that's one of the things that Lou helps his clients with and Matt helps his clients with. And I know that you and I were talking about something that really concerns you, and that is the folks that are in debt or have gotten a forbearance on their mortgages, or et cetera. Their lights are in danger of being turned off, et cetera. What's going to happen now that things are opening up? I mean, do you have thoughts, feelings, hopes, and fears?
This is one that I'm sure that both Lou and Matt are seeing down the road as an inevitable. When you have governments around the nation that are saying, you know what, there's going to be a rental moratorium, no one can be evicted. All of your power companies, your light companies, all of these folks, no one's power or those things can be turned off because of the pandemic. As we start to come out of this, and the reason that these things were happening was because most people were at home, most people weren't making money, higher unemployment than we've ever had outside of the Great Depression, but percentage-wise higher. But we're actually going to be, as we begin to open up, we're going to wind up moving into a space where those moratoriums are actually going to go away. And the real question is going to be, how are people going to pay for those things? Because they weren't making money, they couldn't pay for them then. And what it reminds me of is when I moved to New Orleans to rebuild the Urban League there post-Katrina, and one of the very first things that we had to do was raise a bunch of money because people didn't have money or have savings to actually have to pay for first month's rent and last month's rent, security deposits, get lights turned on and things like that. And, you're just talking about a city. We're talking about a country. And I just don't know that we're thinking really strategically about what that's going to look like. And if we're really keen on how that is going to completely depress the economy in a way that that I don't hear anyone talking about. I don't hear in whether it be the COVID packages or whether it be in the packages that they're talking about from an infrastructure standpoint, where we're talking about getting real dollars into the hands of individuals and quite frankly, to be, even if it's earmarked specifically for these reasons, it's going to be huge. And, I don't see real clear kind of policies and or leadership around what that's going to look like. And it keeps me up at night because there were always people who were really on the margins, who were really struggling. And when you get to this point where these moratoriums are no longer in existence, it's going to be a huge problem.
Well, and it works both ways because obviously the landlords who depend on those rent checks for their livelihood, how will they stave off repossession by banks if in fact this becomes a vicious cycle? Lou, do you have any insight?
Where I see things going once the moratoriums on mortgages are up, yeah, I think what will happen, because it has to happen, based upon what happened in 2008, I think they're going to dust off the HAMP program, and they're going to be incentivized by the government to put people into loan modifications and into and put them into loan modifications so that you're not going to see the foreclosure rate like you saw in 2007, 8, 9, and 10. The government is not going to allow that cataclysm to happen again. Look, I'm a bankruptcy attorney. Bring on the foreclosures. It makes my account very happy. But I don't see it happening. I think you're going to see them dusting off the HAMP program and incentivizing lenders to put people through HAMP, through loan modifications, which will basically kick the can down the road for a 3 to 5 year period, just like they did the last time.
So even though, like Nolan was saying, he's not hearing much about that in for instance, the latest stimulus package, et cetera, you think that will come into play before it becomes an issue?
Yeah. Well, first of all, the current foreclosure forbearance product that is being implemented by the government is only as to government-backed or government loans, which are Fannie Freddie loans. But in states like California, where you have much larger loans, they're not Fannie Freddie loans. They're institutional, but of course, they've been sold off and whatnot, just like they did before. And basically, those institutions are following the lead of the government-backed loans. But I don't see the Federal Reserve. I don't see the Treasury wanting to have this mass amount of what was referred to back in 2008, toxic assets, re-enter the marketplace. I just don't see that happening. They're going to put into place programs so that people are not going to lose their homes. You're not going to see the foreclosures unless truly people don't have the ability to do a loan mod. Then the marketplace will go where it needs to go.
I like the sound of that because it sounds optimistic. Nolan, what do you think? I mean, how does that strike you? Do you think we will rise to meet?
I actually think that the segment of the market that Lou was talking about, he's absolutely right. The unfortunate part is that's actually the minority of the market. So the vast majority of people in homes or people in apartments in this country are renters. So what that won't do is it won't solve the rental problem because those are still there now.
Where the rental problem gets resolved. Oops, I'm sorry.
No. I was going to say now there will be. I suspect and I hope that there will be relief for landlords and things like that happen. But again, I don't think that this is something that happens in a vacuum, and it's going to snowball quickly. So while I believe that something will be ratcheted up, my point is we know it's going to happen. Do it now. That's what my point is, because the truth is there will be people who are kicked out, who are displaced, regardless. Because again, if we think that the government is going to move fast enough at the speed that people need help on the ground, it's never happened before. So it's hard for me to reconcile and or believe that's going to happen again. Because even during the home crisis, lots of people lost their homes. There's no question about that. Even with the guardrails that the government tried to put on at the last minute, lots of people lost their homes.
All right. Well, let's give folks a moment to call in. We're going to take a quick break. I also, ironically, today, April 5th, in 1933, President Franklin Roosevelt established the Civilian Conservation Corps, which is ironically very similar to what's happening now in order to help Americans, go back to work during the Great Depression. So anyhow, stick with us. We've got Nolan Rollins. We've got Bobby Marchesso. We got Lou Esbin. We got Patty Schwanke. I'm Jason Downs. You're listening to Common Ground. We'll be right back here on KHTS 98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Aloha, friends. Go check out Honu Coffee, home of the best cold brew coffee. What makes their coffee special is how their organic coffee beans are infused with nitrogen to create a smooth and delicious cup of coffee. You'll also find traditional bold coffees and island-inspired signature drinks. They're the perfect place to catch up with friends or just relax with your favorite cup of joe. Honu Coffee on Lyons and Walnut in Newhall. Stop by and say aloha.
And now for your convenience, a second Honu location at 23502 Lyons Avenue between Peachland and Apple.
Once heart attack symptoms begin, delaying treatment increases the risk of heart damage, disability, and even death. Time is critical. Leading the Valley with the most advanced digital technology and treatment times that beat national best practice goals, Providence offers emergency coronary angioplasty and stenting performed by highly trained board-certified cardiologists. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING. The road to healing leads to Providence.
Hey, Gary, how are things?
Things are great, but I crushed my mortgage payment with Owning without even leaving my couch. I got a refi at a great low rate, and Owning did it all in less than 3 weeks. It was easy, no muss, no fuss.
Be like Gary. Call Owning at 833-2-OWNING and crush your mortgage payment with today's 30-year fixed refi. At 2.5% rate, 2.731% APR. That's right, 30-year fixed. At 2.5% rate, 2.731% APR.
Owning Corporation, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, NMLS 1797976. Guaranteed Rate, Inc., NMLS 2611. Call 833-852-6464 for more information, subject to credit approval.
You can crush it too with a 30-year fixed, 2.5% rate, 2.731 APR.
Call 833-2-OWNING or log on to owning.com. That's 833-2-OWNING or log on to owning.com.
Hometown.
Traffic report, simple news, weather, and lots of music. They pretty much play everything.
Your hometown station.
Afternoon, everybody. I'm Bobby Marchesso. It's 1:46 in the afternoon right here on KHTS 98.1 FM, AM 1220, and it's 75 beautiful degrees out.
Beautiful.
I know. I just said. Never mind. Just take it, Jason.
No. I was just backing you up there 100%. It's beautiful out today.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks.
Anyway, we've got Nolan Rollins here with us again today. He's visited several times. He's our political correspondent and worked with members of the House, Senate, governors, and mayors throughout the nation over the past 15 years, among the Urban League as well. Anyhow, it's been wonderful to have you. Like I warned you, we don't often get calls, but I don't want to take any more of your time unless we have some final word that you'd like to make before
he kicks you off.
No, I'm going to have Bobby kick you off. He's the bouncer.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And I don't even have to say anything bad. Listen, I've been kicked out of worse places. Listen, this has been great. I mean, I just think that I'm hoping that we're all really paying attention to the opportunities that exist. Because in everything that I've said, I actually think there are opportunities to really help Americans to, whether it be from voting, whether it be to protecting the places where they live or protecting the places that they own, that people are renting from them. I really think that there's a way to achieve all of these things without a great degree of pain, but I do think it takes very intentional planning. And I think that's really, if we take nothing away from kind of how I'm thinking about this, really planning can create the opportunity that we really need, all of us need as Americans, because we went through this pandemic together. We're going to come out together. The question is, what is it going to look like on the other side? That's the real question. It shouldn't be worse than anything we've ever seen before. It should be better, because we should be smarter. We should be more together than we've ever been before, because if we've never thought that our destinies weren't tied and knitted neatly together before, we sure as heck should know they're knitted together but at this point, because of what we've just gone through with the pandemic.
Well said.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, thank you, Nolan, so much. You're welcome to stick around. We're going to do my favorite parts of the show, which is Today in History and an Artist's Almanac, which, Bobby likes to roll his eyes at. But that'll come shortly.
Do you want me to do that now?
But
or
stick
did
around.
You
No, I'll give you the
wait?
cue. I'll give you the cue.
Thank you.
So feel free to stick around because this is the fun part for me.
For him. You noticed he said that, right?
No. I mean, but this is also what we're trying to work on. You're trying to teach me to care more about what other people might find enjoyable, too.
Yeah.
As opposed
and
to
so
just-
far, you're doing really well.
I'm failing miserably.
This is for me. This is what I heard. I do this because I enjoy it, and it's simply for me. That's what I heard.
That's
All right, go ahead, Mr. History.
Well, okay, so today in history, Winston Churchill retires as Prime Minister finally, 1955.
How long was he in there for?
Lou, he's our resident encyclopedia.
Oh, okay.
Oh, since before World War II. Huh?
Yeah.
What was in it? 20?
Oh, goodness.
20 years?
20 years. So
Long
about
time.
35 to 55.
Okay.
Long
I think
time.
so. Yeah.
All right.
Well, when did Chamberlain melt under Hitler?
He lost me.
Yes. So Churchill followed Chamberlain. So maybe late 30s.
36, 37, around there,
Yeah,
probably.
maybe.
Okay. Well, speaking of Chamberlain, Wilt Chamberlain, that is. He
Nice
his
segue.
right?
Did you see that?
His record, his all-time
right.
record, was broken on this day in 1984 by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
And what was his record?
for having the most scores.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, just for
I
having the
don't
most
know what
scores.
his record was,
Oh.
but Kareem's record on that day, this day, was 31,420 points.
Goodness sakes.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Amazing.
Now, are those 2 pointers or 3 points?
I'm sure they
Did you
I'm
break
sure
that
they're
down?
both, and I'm sure they're
didn't
foul
break it
shots
down.
too.
You didn't break it down then?
No, sorry about that.
Okay.
Nolan, do you happen to know? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, here's one. On this day, 1614, Pocahontas married John Rolfe.
Really?
Yeah, this is her wedding day.
Well, that's kind of sweet, isn't it?
I mean, you kind of think of her as not a
Disney princess? Yes.
But she was she was a real person, Bobby.
I know, but Disney does a great job.
Okay,
and
on
so
this
you learn
day-
a lot. Oh, he's not. He's just keeping going.
Yeah,
You know what he's doing is he's saving me from putting my foot in my mouth.
I was hoping to, but I
It's
can let you roll. I can let you roll.
Listen, when I'm in a hole, I like to keep digging. But I didn't think I was digging anyway. I just said it's very cool. You can learn a lot from Disney movies who portray
can.
the princesses.
You can.
So okay.
And what's the name of the person at the top of the Capitol building?
Pocahontas or
No.
Sacagawea?
Sacagawea, very good.
Wow. Oh!
Pulled that one out.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Sacagawea is actually how you pronounce that.
Oh, see, now you
Oh.
went too far. All right, go ahead.
That's where it starts to be fun for me and no one else, right? Okay, thank you.
Be respectful.
I crossed the line.
And
All right.
you had to dig me out, he thought. All right, go ahead.
Here's one. Howard Hughes. All right.
Oh, yeah.
We all know one of the richest men to emerge, right, from the American West during the 20th century. Dies today.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it say how? I can't remember.
He died while flying from Acapulco to Houston.
Well, listen, kind of doing what he loved, right?
He was known as the aviator.
Wow. All
Without
right.
a will.
Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. He
For you?
inherited. Okay, well, hopefully for other people,
I'm kidding.
he inherited an estate of $1 million when his father died in 1923. Just $1 million.
Just $1 million, but in
1923
money.
So that was
That's a lot of money.
That was a lot. Okay.
Oof.
I was just thinking of Trump, how everybody talks about he inherited however many million, and turned it into however many million. Not interesting.
I am just keeping quiet on that topic. Period.
Here's a good one. 1859, on this day, Charles Darwin published the first 3 chapters of The Origin of Species, which,
Okay.
Became one of the most influential books ever.
Yeah.
And to this day, we are still finding
To this day.
human beings who defy Darwin's theory.
To this day.
Hey, so this isn't history, but here's a little piece of trivia that's very interesting. Did you know that the Mars rover, the helicopter they have up there, it actually has a piece of the Wright brothers' plane attached to it?
No way.
Isn't that cool?
Really?
Yeah. I thought that was really cool.
They took that from the National Museum?
I don't know. Well, no, just a piece. Somebody probably went in and chipped it off or something. I don't know what they did. But it's,
Done.
I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just saying.
Through legal channels, I'm guessing.
I would
nobody went in
guess,
there.
but they're on Mars. What are you going to do?
Wow.
That's very cool.
That is
I thought it
The
was really cool.
helicopter looks like Michelangelo's helicopter.
Or Da Vinci's.
Fascinating.
I'm sorry. You're right.
All right, go ahead. Do you have it more?
I
or-
only know that because my son is learning about that right this very second. All right. So look, the other thing I love to do in
Oh,
closing
God. Oh, jeez.
is the Artist Almanac.
Hey, how about pitching my practice?
Say again?
How about pitching his practice? So, Lou.
Well, we always do that too. Yeah, okay. 30 years of experience in the Santa Clarita Valley. Lou Esbin at esbinlaw.com. When experience counts, count on experience.
You even got music.
We always do that.
Is that what that is?
Oh, you want an endorsement? Go see Lou. All right, what's next?
Lou, he's good. He's good.
You
He's
should
real.
go. Yeah. You should go see him.
He's real good.
And stuff. He's not bad, that guy.
No, and he can talk, and he knows about.
He knows stuff.
Yeah.
Because he's experienced and stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, forget about it, huh?
He's good. He's good.
Okay,
yeah.
the Artist's Almanac.
Write a song? Just
No,
an
the Artist's Almanac.
Oh, the Artist's Almanac. Yeah, I love this part. So, okay.
Thank you for the pitch, Bobby. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
That was a joint effort. Even Patty chimed in on that one.
I know.
That was fun,
The phone
actually.
is ringing off the hook.
We should. Really? You got to go? You got to put us on hold? I can give them the number, too. It's 661-254-5050. That's your phone number.
That's right.
So you can, literally call that number right now and get Lou.
You should call him and stuff.
Yeah, because he's good.
EsbinLaw.com.
Eh?
EsbinLaw.com.
Yeah, that one, too. Go to that address. You're welcome, Lou. It's about as professional as we can get here for you, pal.
How long do we have, Patty? Because I just want to know.
You got plenty of time. Read your poem. How long does he have? Read your little poem.
He's got 3 minutes.
Oh, you got plenty of time.
Only 3 minutes?
So much can be accomplished.
No,
in
I
3
wanted to
minutes.
talk. I wanted to talk about this artist that I learned about today, Winfried Rembert.
Okay.
Winfried Rembert. Okay,
Is that the cousin of Rembrandt? Lesser known?
See, I'm still not good at this, and I'll tell you why. Because what I'm about to read is very serious, and we've been joking all this time.
No.
And that's always what happens. I go the serious route. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you have to ask yourself, is this really the time?
Exactly.
Yeah. But go ahead.
And so I may skip that.
No,
And
I mean, whatever you feel.
Well, anyway, Winfried died today. Okay, that's the significance.
Sorry.
Oh, geez, did we
He's
just get the
75.
news or what?
Yeah, no. He's 75. He was living in Connecticut. He survived a near lynching in Georgia in 1967, and then was put in prison for 7 years and worked, the chain gang for those years, and learned the art of leather crafting and dyeing while he was in prison, and then became an artist. After that, using leather as his medium, which I have rarely ever heard of.
What did he go to prison for?
He tried to escape. After they put him, he was falsely.
For the lynching, you think? And he tried to escape from that?
No, it was more complicated than that. I think, they put him in prison for
whatever. Right?
He was protesting. He was protesting, and so he's
Oh.
put in prison. And then he tried to escape, and that made it worse. And then
Goodness
they
gracious.
took him out, and we're going to lynch him. And they said, no, let's put him to work in the fields. And so that's
Yeah.
what they did.
But
Anyhow,
an artist.
But he became an artist out of it, and his work is stunning. It's beautiful. It's colorful, and it's all just sort of pressed leather, and it's just gorgeous. And it's of the cotton fields and of chain gangs, and I mean it's
His
really
life, basically.
moving. Yeah, his life. Anyhow, he's in a documentary called All Me: The Life and Times of Winfried Rembert, and he's written a book, Chasing Me to My Grave, an artist memoir of the Jim Crow South. And here's a poem by Maya Angelou to take us out, because she was also born yesterday. We are weaned from our timidity. In the flush of love's light, we dare to be brave. And suddenly we see that love costs all we are and will ever be. Yet it is only love which sets us free. I want to thank Bobby Marchesso, as always, for saving me, and Patty, and Lou, and Nolan Rollins, our special guest today, and everyone here at KHTS, Jerry and Carl, our fantastic engineer, Patty Schwanke. Pleasure to have you here on Common Ground, where we can always agree on the important stuff. I'm Jason Downs. You're listening to KHTS. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and stay optimistic.